And Sam, and welcome to What Are We Doing Here?
Let's get yapping.
They say like you can edit it in post, and I'm like, I feel fancy if I ever said that. So
if you ever like
I'll
fixed
edit
it
it in
afterwards, to be
Yeah.
like, oh, it's whatever. We'll just change it after. Oh, whatever.
We'll just fix it later.
Hello, yappers. Welcome to episode 18. That's what we were checking on because as we've already discussed, we can't keep track of numbers. But it is Memorial Day. Ooh. Thank you to everyone who has fallen while they've served our country. Me and Sam are huge supporters of the military and everyone who has served, who has lost somebody, anything like that. We both have friends and family who are in or have served. So big shout out to just everyone. Support your troops, support your country. It's great. And don't forget that today isn't about just alcohol and partying and being outside.
Let alone, we did do that this weekend, but today
we
is
did.
Monday. Today we're fancy. Now we're being respectful.
Respectful. And it's okay to go do that. I just think people lose, like, Memorial Day, we get a 3-day weekend. Whoa! And it's like, do you know why you're getting a 3-day weekend, though? Like, I'm all for, like, going and celebrating, but, like, just in the back of your mind, remember, it's because there's people who have died protecting our country, protecting us, and that's the importance of the 3-day weekend.
I will out us. We did have to double check. We did have to double check which one was Veterans Day and which one fallen soldiers.
I didn't want to be called out. I was like, I'm pretty sure Memorial, like, you're like remembering somebody, like you're memorializing somebody, like meaning they've died, versus like Veterans Day. But we double check, we fact check ourselves. So
until I talk about poodles, then you don't fact check that.
And elbows. So
we talked about this weekend while we were on the lake. So Saturday we were gonna go hiking, and then we decided, with the triathlon, we wanted to go run. So you guys came over, you and your sister came over. We went running on this little new path. It was very fun. It was like, what, 2 miles? Ish. Yeah. And then we came back. We went to get lunch, and we came back on the lake. And then went on the jet ski, went on the inflatable, what's it called? Lily pad. Inflatable tube.
The lily pad. Yep.
Burned like a motherfucker. So red.
But can we go back to where you and my sister didn't put any sunscreen on because you guys are like, no, we want color or whatever. And I put sunscreen on 3 times. Yes. 3 different times. I put it on when I got there, halfway through, and even at the end. Like, I layered up and my legs were still fried. Luckily, a little bit on my back too, but luckily my shoulders and stuff, because Sam made a really good point. I've been trying every time I'm outside to be in like a sports bra, a tank top, like start to get my body acclimated to being outside when it's 102 degrees
12.
Outside. Yeah, like when it's hot AF. Right? So my shoulders and stuff have been fine, but my legs, we've been a little spicy. I haven't been sleeping under my covers. Like, I can't.
I can't.
A couple weeks ago we talked about I like hand knitted a blanket. I've been sleeping with that because I'm like, it's still comfy, it's still a blanket, it's still keeping me warm. I'm on fire, but at least it's like breathable. So like it's breathable enough that I'm not like, oh my god. Like, I tried last night. I was like, okay, we're gonna try to get under the covers, and I like laid there for like 10 minutes, and I was like, nope, can't do this. I was like, time to get the blanket. So
see, it's the opposite, because my legs are totally fine. Like, everything is totally fine about me. Like, I got color. I always say, like, you burn the first time of the summer, and then it turns to tan, at least for me. And so everything is fine besides this one shoulder. I can't sleep on this side. It's literally burning. I put aloe on, like, literally continuously, and I haven't done that. I haven't burned this bad in years. Like, I was telling Hunter, like, I don't remember the last time I had to actually use aloe. Like, the bottle that you borrowed, like, so old. But this shoulder, like, putting on this shirt, I've been in like a tube top all day because everything hurts my shoulders, but I couldn't do a tube top today. But we were out on the lake 5 to 7 hours.
Yeah, because we got there like at 12. So
Yeah.
we got up. Well, one, I thought it was funny. My sister is a morning person. I'm a morning person, right? We can get up at like 6:30 without an alarm, which I did every single day this weekend. Got up at
Nope.
6:30 with no alarm. But my sister goes, so are we running at like 7:30? And I laughed out loud so hard. I said, you were so funny if you think Sam is going to be up, let alone ready to go for a run at 7:30 in the morning. And then she's like, 8 o'clock? And I was like, no. I was like 9:30. And Sam was like, 9:30 sounds perfect. Like just barely. We're gonna be there. It's still morning.
Yes.
But you'll be up enough. And it was funny.
Oh,
I thought it was so funny.
when because I saw her response and your response at the same time. And so that's what made it even. Oh my God, I died. You told Melissa, like, everybody thought it was funny. They were like,
oh, yeah.
She's met Sam, right? Like, that's
I was like, you know, Sam.
Here.
I was like, I used to try to call Sam on the weekend sometimes, and it was like 10 o'clock, and I'd be like, Sam's not awake yet. I don't know why I'm calling her yet. But you've been so good about being up at like 8:30, 9 o'clock. So I was like, 9:30 was good. So we tried to run before it got really, really hot. We still listened to the same like running guide lady that I listened to last time. Guided run, yes. You listened to one that you knew. I still don't think my sister ran at all on the run, but that's okay. She says she did, but I didn't see anything. I didn't see any running from her, so it's okay. You do you, boo. But yeah, I thought the run was really nice. These people, there's these two guys with two dogs, and we passed them like 3 times, and I was like, these guys are probably like, okay, what we doing? Like,
we had backpacks on too with the water because we know we're gonna want that for camelbacks. We know we're gonna want that for the triathlon. You said you feel naked if you don't run with it. I've never really ran with it ever, so it's me getting used to it.
Yeah, my sister doesn't like running it with you either. And I don't know if it's just because you guys have the boobs. Because I strap the waist part and the top part, and I feel good. Like, I feel solid with it on. I feel like when I'm running without it, like, I'm missing something. Like, I don't have stuff with me. But you guys, like, my sister and you were like, can't really strap it across your boobs. Like, yours ends up here because you can't go across the titties. And then same with Whitney. She was like, I can't, like, so I don't know, but I was thinking about it, like you said, for the triathlon, where I was like, I'm going to want, like, my water with me. And, sure, they're going to have water stations, but I don't want to have to wait for that. Like, or try to stop, and there's going to be people, like, trying to get it, everyone in and out. Mom and Whitney did go swim at the Y the other day, and they were like, oh, we did 325 meters. And I don't know if their math is right, but they were trying to math, like, how long that is compared to how long we have to do for the triathlon. And they, I got a call, and they were like, we're fucked unless we really did math wrong. And I was like, well, it's okay. I was like, I told you so. I was like, you guys are going to go swim, like, in a lane. They're like, yeah. And I was like, I just took a shower, or I would go, but I was like, I literally just took a shower from this weekend. I'm not going to go get in a super chlorine, like, super, what is it? Is it chlorinated?
Chlorinated.
That doesn't sound right, but I mean, it makes sense. A super chlorinated, that just doesn't sound right. Yeah?
I think it is right.
All right. Well, if not, corrected word here. A pool with a ton of chlorine in it. We'll just rearrange the sentence. I wasn't going to get in a pool with a ton of chlorine and chemicals and stuff after I literally just washed everything and got the water from the lake out.
While we were on the lake, we asked Hunter, we were like, okay, what's a 1/4 mile from the dock? And he was like, that blue and white boat, like, all the way down there. And we kind of both were like, thank God it's in a lazy river, because I
would die.
Swimming out that far.
No. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, if it was in any type of body water where there's nothing I could touch the bottom, I would die. I would need a floaty. Like, I would have to wear a life vest and, like, have to swim. I got it, guys. I'm coming. I have a really funny story about pools in general. So when I was in high school, we had a water polo team. Like, we had a whole pool at our high school, right? Like,
we did
apparently see, a lot of high schools apparently don't, like, we had a whole pool, everything, but because I did volleyball and track, there was a couple girls also in volleyball who did water polo, and it was like during the winter season, so it was like in between volleyball and track, and they were like, you should just try to do it. And I was like, guys, I'm a runner though, like, I don't think I'm gonna float. Like, I have no buoyancy in my body. So I was like, but I'll try. So I tried and I couldn't. And the coaches tried so hard to teach me because they're like, we can tell you're athletic.
Yep.
And like, anytime
Like,
we
you
were
should
outside
be
of
able
the
to do this.
anytime we were outside of the water, I was great. It was in the water. Like, I couldn't float. I couldn't, like, there was nothing. And they were like, you're a runner, huh? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, I do track. And they were like, I just like the muscle density because muscle weighs more than fat. Muscle sinks. Like, I just couldn't. It was funny. I was like, well, I tried for a week and I like died. And I was like, and I'm done. Like, that was it.
Can you float now?
Like
if
tread
you
water?
lay on your back.
Oh,
No.
I can float like that. No, I'm talking about like I can't just sit there and tread water. Like, you know that people like that's a big thing in water polo. Like, you have to be able to just sit there and tread water for like ever. That's what I couldn't do. Like, and even when I was like swimming, like actual like swimming, it was like you're supposed to be like this, right? Well, because my legs would go down because they were so heavy. And the water. So it's like I had to work twice as hard to try to get my body to be here. Now it's probably a little bit different because I obviously don't run and stuff like I used to. But yeah, I always thought that was funny that they were like, you're a runner. And I was like, yep. Yeah. They're like, we could tell. I was like, yep.
Now that you bring up pools, so my mom is a fantastic floater. Like, used to float on her back, and me and my brother would like hang on her. I cannot float for the life of me. Everybody's like, I'll teach you. I know the trick. No, it doesn't work. I'm 28. It don't work, but I can't float to save my life. Like, I can tread water enough to like keep myself alive if I needed to, but like not for water polo and like
like I can do enough to not drown, and I can swim. Like, obviously, like I helped pull out the lily pad and like flip it around. Like, I can swim. I just can't like be like, I'm just gonna sit here and just do. Like, no.
I'm not butterflying and backstroking, whatever. Those are the only two. Freestyle.
Yes. Freestyle is forward. Backstroke is backwards. You have breast and you have butterfly.
Don't know the difference between those two, but I know that those are two different ones.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Somebody will correct us. Somebody tell us in the comments because somebody knows
how to swim.
YouTube video, how to swim.
How far are we supposed to swim? This is the real question, because I don't know if Mom and Whitney did math right. Are we sure it is?
Yes. Well,
are we sure?
No. I thought it was 325 meters.
350 meters.
Okay, so they were close.
And they did 325. I think they were looking at the wrong one of what because we swim, bike, and then run, which makes sense. And then they were like, how do we get our stuff? How do we know where our bike is? And like, does dad have to hold our bike? I said, no one, not everybody there is going to have somebody to hold their bike. I said, have you never seen like a triathlon on TV or anything? They're like, no. I said, there's a designated spot for like your bike, your helmet, and a bag. And I was like, so when you get out of the pool, you go to where you put your bike and you take all your shit and you put it in the bag. And then you put on your shoes and then you put on your helmet and you get on your bike and you go. And they were like, oh, so dad doesn't have to hold our stuff. I said, no. They're like, how do we know where it is? I was like, we'll put it there when we get there.
Everybody else will figure it out right along. Speaking of your mom in the triathlon, she texted us, and your sister were texting us in a group chat being like, okay, they made a logo for a team. And then your mom was like, okay, do we want to do shirts, socks, water bottles, backpacks, shorts?
I was like, a shirt? I was like, how the fuck am I putting this on a pair of socks? And I was like, why do I want this on a pair of socks? Like, I want to be able to wear the socks again. I don't want to just have... This is why I love my mom, but I'm not this isn't an organized sport. Like, I'm here for, like, I'd be cool with a t-shirt. Like, give me a t-shirt that has it on there. Cool, we're all doing it together. Woo woo, go team. But I don't need, like, a whole, I don't need a whole thing with the logo on everything. I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need it at all.
Shirt and like ankle socks or like mid-calf socks because I like those for running. So whether we make those with our logo or I make I buy my own.
Would you wear them again if they had the logo on it?
No.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's Again, in theory, it's cool, but unless I'm gonna dedicate to wear these socks for one occasion and one occasion only, because I'm not wearing them again if they have a logo on it. I just won't do it.
Yeah. I would just buy my own socks. She said shorts, and I said, one, I'm probably going to be in pants, and two, I don't want
You're
to,
gonna go in pants?
because my legs are going to chafe.
Oh yeah,
Unless I get longer shorts, and maybe we'll see, but
You should get like
most
bike
likely
shorts, like
really
knee
should.
length, like knee length.
That would be better for the bike, the run, and the swim if I don't do
Yeah.
pants.
That's what I'm thinking,
right.
because I think even I can't do shorts with the swimming. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to get like mid thigh, like
Bike shorts.
yeah.
We're going to be on a bike.
Basically,
We're literally going to be on a bike.
and then
But
running.
I didn't want to wear the same shorts as you, because if I didn't like them and then I was forced to wear them, I don't need another water bottle. I have way too many. I don't need a backpack because we're going to have our camel bag, and like I'm not trying to be like, this is the type I want.
I also don't have anywhere to put water, like a water bottle on my bike. Like I don't have a water bottle holder, which is why I liked the camelback.
Yeah.
Camel pack, not a
I always call it a
camelback.
camel back. Like, on my back.
No, it's a camel pack with a P. That's why I was like back, and then I was like, no, it's not back, it's pack. Camel pack.
We could also get you a,
'Cause a
little
camel,
water bottle
like, has a
attachment thing.
We could, but why do that if I'm already going to be wearing a camel pack? And I think it's a camel pack because it's a pack, and like camels have a storage of water, so it's like having the bladder in there is like a camel pack. What?
What about what did you just
Camels-
fact drop us?
Camels store water. That's how they can survive in the desert for so long. Camels like
didn't know
store
this.
a ridiculous amount of water.
I trust you,
How
but
much water do camels have? Fix thinking about life. They are incredibly efficient at conserving and using water. They drink up to 30 to 40 gallons,
Oh.
and then they store fat in their humps that can be metabolized for energy and water when food and water are scarce.
Really?
Yeah, camels can go up to 2 weeks without water.
Wow, I had literally no idea.
That's why they're like the perfect thing in the desert.
I mean, I know
Like,
that
you
they're in
think
the
horses, donkeys, like any other like animal that we use for transportation can't go that long without water,
Yeah.
but camels can. So it's
I
a camel
knew-
pack, like big storage of water, camel packs. I think that's why it's called that. It could be full of shit, but to me that makes sense.
That's really funny because I knew that they're in the desert. I've just never thought about how. But then again, I know about duck penises, and that's another like, why do you know that? So who am I to judge?
We're just spouting random facts about animals every once in a while.
Every once in a while. Who's the guy that died? The guy, the animal hunter.
Steve Irwin?
Thank you. Steve Irwin. We are
Love
Steve
him.
Irwin. Did you see his son?
Yes.
Just did the cover of something.
Bonds underwear. So he's been a big fan of Bonds, and they did it, and it was like everybody. But I was laughing so much at the reels about it because it was
Oh my
like
God.
it was like all the moms, basically the people like our age, maybe a little bit older, but like all the
Yeah.
like late 20, early 30-year-olds being like, "Ooh," and then they're like, no, we grew up with his dad. Shut up. We grew up with his dad. He's too young. He's a child. And then they're like, he's hiding more than one snake in this picture because there's like one with him in a picture. And I was like, stop, people. Oh my goodness. But I mean, because he said, oh yeah, well he said on there like, oh, I'm open to looking for, like love and a companion, and I feel like I'm at, a good point in my life, and people are like, there was so many. It was so funny.
I volunteer as tribute.
Gosh, it's so funny. They're still like the nicest people on the planet, though. I think even now, like if you like
They do
his
a
mom,
lot.
his sister, and him, like if you ever just hear them speak or about anything, like I just feel like they're the nicest people.
Yeah. I didn't really pay much attention to them. I knew a little bit here and there, but then I saw that picture and I was like, maybe I should pay more attention. Like, hello. We also saw a snake. Well, we didn't see it. Hunter saw a snake right by the dock, and it was fucking huge.
I'm glad he scared it away before we got down there. Because I'm pretty sure my sister would not have stepped foot on the dock. She would have been like, I'm out. And I'm done. Because the one time we went tubing and my sister was down. She wants to go tubing again, but I was like, the first time she came down here, I purposely didn't tell her that there's snakes in Texas waters.
Yeah.
Specifically water moccasins. Because I was like, if I tell her that there's snakes in these waters, she ain't going tubing. And so I wait until we're in the water on the tube and I go, hey, by the way, don't go towards the edges where the trees overhang because there could be water moccasins. And she was like, oh, what are water moccasins? I said, oh, they're black snakes that live in the trees and they fall in the water sometimes. And she was like, what the? She was like, you're just telling me this now? And I was like, well, yeah, if I would have told you 20 minutes ago, you wouldn't have gotten in. I was like, they mainly leave you alone. They go for the fish or stuff. Just don't fuck with one if you see it in the water. So she was constantly like, I said, there's a lot of stuff in this water. Just be careful. And then, oh my gosh, Whitney too. So we're out on the lake. I want to get back to our lake stories because we had a couple funny ones. So other than us frying out, which I think part of it is it was just so hot, but I think the sun here is just like well, I think whatever.
It's really close right now because
oh, is it?
The first day of summer is coming, so it's really close, and then it's gonna start going down. So it's hot.
So I think it just was perfect to bake us. Anyway, so Whitney's camera on the lily pad, and I'm up putting on my second round of sunscreen, and all of a sudden Whitney like jumps out, but like tit out of her bathing suit, like tits out and whatever, and I was like, she goes, I think a fish like tried to bite me because there are like little guppies, but I'm like, Whitney, they're little guppies. They just like they just kind of nibble you. But she freaked out. I think it's because we just saw a turtle too. She thought it was a turtle, and I was like, the turtle doesn't give two shits about you right now. But I was just laughing because then her tits came out, and you were like, I don't think anyone saw them, and she was like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if anyone saw my tits. Like I just wanted to get out from the water from whatever was trying to touch my foot. Oh, I thought it was so funny.
I think it bit her butt, and so she freaked out and had been fixing her swimsuit.
Oh, yes.
Before, and then this thing bit her. She jumped up. Oh my god, that was very funny. We've seen I've seen a decent sized catfish, but they're more small. But the turtle is giant.
They're like this big. They're like the size of my there. Like
I will say, I freaked out when they touched me too. I'm like, oh my god.
I just like you kind of just move your toes a little bit. You're like a. Well, it probably doesn't help too. She has toe rings, so like fish are attracted to shiny things, and she's got toe rings on.
Oh, I used to wear toe rings in like high school.
I cannot. I can't put them on my toes.
They feel weird. I only did it for a while, but I remember doing it in high school, like when the anklets were cool and you were going out in the summer.
I used to try. Cool. I feel like I have really skinny ankles, and so when I did wear stuff, it would get stuck over my ankle bone, so it was like uncomfortable to walk. Like, you know, when your foot like it would go too far and then get stuck because my ankle wasn't big enough to hold it where it was supposed to be.
That makes sense.
And yes, guys, you can get smaller ones. But when most things are like a one size fits all, then they just have the little like chains, and you like I could do it as tight as it could go, and it still was too big. So, but I want you to start on our rescue adventure on the Sea-Doo or on the jet ski, because you know you can't have a bad time on a jet ski. We had adventures, and I just want to start this with Hunter. Hunter goes, you guys all lean the same direction, like don't tip it, like if you start to flip, like jump off. And we're like, we're not stupid, like of course, like we're not gonna tip it. What do you think we're gonna be doing? Like we're not gonna be doing. He goes, it's really choppy, there's lots of people, like be careful, have a great time, bye. And we were like, okay, bye. And so
whatever.
So we go out.
He said before
we did really good. We did good. We didn't tip the whole thing. We just
so Bree's been on the lake, on the jet ski, whatever. So Whitney hasn't. So we took her around. We go one way. We go around the island. There's tons of people, like you said, Hunter said, or like you said, very freaking choppy. So we go to the other side. We show her the restaurants that are there, and we back up. So we go around this way. We come back this way, and we see these two people on just like floatable circle inner tubes. And it's not a massive lake. I mean, it does span a long time, but it's not crazy, but it was very, very choppy. And so we kind of saw these people, and they had kind of drifted a little bit away from the beach, but we were like,
well, maybe they did it on purpose. Like, maybe they were just trying to, like, go out a little bit farther because there was a lot of people like swimming. So I was like, well, maybe they just wanted to like be out a little bit further. On our way past them too, we saw a big tube, or it was like a floaty,
A noodle.
a noodle. There we go. It was a big noodle that was like 4th of July, or it was the flag, and it had cute little silver stars in it. But I was like, I don't want to just leave that in the middle of the lake. So we stopped and we grabbed it. So we acquired a noodle like along the way. So we're on this sea-doo, and me and Whitney have the noodle like wrapped around us. We can like keep it together. And I was like, if anyone's looking at us, they're probably like, do these bitches realize they have life jackets on? Like, they don't need a noodle? And I'm like, no, we picked it up, people. Like, I wish I could have a sign. Like, I'm not dumb. I don't mean that. I'm not dumb.
Yep.
I picked up this noodle as a public service. Anyway, so we go past these people, we go to the restaurant, and we were kind of like, well, if we're on our way back and we see them out further, like, maybe we'll stop and see, because you made the comment, you were like, I wonder if they need help. And we were like, they're like... They weren't too far. They weren't too far out at that point, but they kind of were like paddling and stuff. We were like, all right, maybe they're like okay. And so on our way back, they were like way farther than where they were. And so we kind of pull up to the one guy. They were separate, yeah. So before they were together, and now they're like separate. And this guy is like way down there, and this other lady is here. And so we stop and we're like, hey, do you need help? And he was like, oh, I'd really appreciate it. And so we get,
when we pull up to him, he has 2 Crocs. His 2 shoes, and that's what he's using as
to try to paddle. And he was like, oh, like, yeah. And he was like, thank you so much. Like, I was just going to wait until it pushed me back on shore, like, around the corner, and then I was going to, like, walk back. And I was like, do you know how far that is, dude? Like, that's so far. So anyways.
So far.
So we turned to get the string or the rope out from the top. And so... I'm trying to, like, kind of turn to this guy, like, you're getting the rope, and when you open it, whatever, it was, like, the way the jet ski hit, a boat had just passed, and so a wave, because that's the only way we could, because we were, like, we were not leaning, like, at all, like, none of us. And so our guess is that we just were leaning just a little bit, and then a wave went, and it went, bink, and we went, and so we were like, swear to God, we're fine. And so we're all laughing our asses off. This guy is like, these people are supposed to rescue us. So we get the thing, and then we get back on the jet ski. But when we go to get back on, Sam gets on first, then Whitney, and she has a noodle. And then I go to get on, and Whitney turns, hits me with the noodle, sends me off. And she's like, what are you doing? I said, you turned and hit me with the freaking noodle. What do you think? You think I'm just jumping in the water for shits and giggles here? Like, you freaking hit me with a noodle. Like, damn it.
I literally joked. I was like, are you sure you're the one that needs help, or are you helping us right now? Because we were just...
Yes. Yeah. Anyway, so we fell off 2 more times, but there was also, like, we get the rope on the jet ski, we give it to him, and I was like, hey, thread it through the handles on your tube, and then hold the end. So that way the rope's, like, across your tube. It's going to help keep you, like, up while we're, like, slowly pulling you.
Yes.
And
it's choppy.
So at first he like doesn't, and he's just holding the rope, and I was like, put it through your handles, and he's like not listening. So I was like, fuck it. So he starts to like go under with his tube, and then let's go. And I was like, he let go of the rope, go turn around again, give it to him again. I'm like, thread it through your handles. So he finally puts it through one, and then he's holding it, and then he let go again. And I was like, swear to God, this dude lets go of this rope one more time. We tried our best 3 times, and he finally got it. So then we went and helped his mom.
The last time that he let go of the rope. So we had fallen off twice trying to get him the rope in general. Then we start pulling, he lets it go. When we go back to get him, we try to give him the rope, and that's when we tip again. So we're like, if he drops the rope, we've already tipped 3 times. If he drops the rope again.
Yes. And it was just like, I think like trying to like reach him. And then, like I said, if we even leaned a little bit, like the way, how close we were to the sand, the waves were coming in so hard. And again, it was just so choppy that it was like any little, like us turned a little bit, the waves were just like, bonk.
I've never had that much chop with the jet ski because we've been able to lean, and even when I started going like, later down the day. Yeah. I was like even struggling, like I'm going to tip right now. So it was so we finally get him. We go get the mom. She's like 70.
Yeah, at least.
at least
late
full-
60s, early 70s, like full gray hair, super long, like she's just chilling in the water. You could tell she's just like exhausted.
she's been trying to swim back where
Swim
the sun was
against
like
the current. And let's just put it this way. We tried to rescue another flotation device. We tried to rescue another beach ball. And so we get
we get these people back. We're all
Okay, yeah.
fine. We drop them off. They're all good. We turn
Cool.
back around and there's a beach ball.
And we were like, do we try to get the beach ball? And I was like, why not? Fuck it. We'll try it once. We'll try it once. That's all I have in me right now. We're going to try it once. So we get close to the beach ball. I jump off. And of course, when I jumped off, it wasn't enough to grab, I wasn't close enough to grab the beach ball. And so me jumping in pushed the beach ball further and then with the current. So I'm like swimming. And Whitney and Sam are laughing because I'm swimming kind of like this lady was against the current and I'm going nowhere. That's like the current was so strong. I was swimming, swim, and I was going
A
nowhere.
centimeter.
No, and the beach ball is going, wee. And so I said, well, we don't get that beach ball. We already got one noodle. We tried our best. Get on the jet ski and go back.
Oh my
That's
God,
so
I forgot
funny.
about the beach ball too, because not only do we already have this noodle, we've rescued people, we've fallen off 3 times, and
Now
then
we're trying to get this beach
abort
ball.
ship to try and get this beach ball. Do not go anywhere, and then finally we go home and we're like, our friends are like,
Done.
What?
Well,
What
because
happened?
they were like, do we want to go back out and like try to do the tube? And we were like, no. And they were like, well, what happened between? Because we were like, oh, we'll just go out real quick and come back and then we'll do the tube. And then we came back and we were like, no. And they were like, what happened? And I was like, stuff. We rescued people. We were like, don't tell Hunter we tipped 3 times. And then we ended up telling him. We were like, yeah, we kind of tipped 3 times. But listen, it wasn't our fault, Linda. Listen, Linda. It wasn't our fault. It wasn't our fault.
Not our fault.
Linda,
we were
Linda,
rescuers.
Linda, listen, Linda.
I think
Linda,
that's all
you're
the
not
crazy.
listening. That is all the crazy. I asked Melissa today too. I said, "Hey, how are your legs?" 'Cause she was gonna come over and hang out, but we just were busy. And I was like, "Did you get burnt?" Like I did. She was like, "Girl," and she wasn't even there as long as we were. But again, me and her, same thing. Like she doubled up on sunscreen and stuff, and her legs were still burnt too.
Yes.
I was like, "Well, I'm not alone." I just think the sun was extra sunny that day, and it just decided to fry
was
us.
like 8 to 9.
Oh Jesus!
Hot.
Yeah.
Hot. And then I stayed out. You guys left at like 5, and we went out for another like 2 hours. So we did lots of. Oh, and this didn't happen with you, but I don't even know if I told you this. So Hunter and I go out. We take the speaker. He's got a Milwaukee battery, a Milwaukee power inverter, so you can like plug a USB plug in to run it off the Milwaukee battery. He decides that our other speaker, our Bluetooth speaker, is dead. So he decides all of this electronics needs to go out on the lake with us. And I'm like, I'm over it. And I'm like, oh, fine, whatever. So we go out there. We park like on a sandy beach, kind of where those people were, but down a little bit. So we park there and we're having a good time. We're just kind of chilling in the water. And this big wave comes and knocks our ski from like straight to all the way sideways. It knocks the speaker in, the Milwaukee battery, and the power inverter. And I'm like,
At least you didn't lose them.
Didn't lose them, and they totally worked totally fine.
Nice.
But that also happened that day, and I kind of forgot about that. But yeah. I was like, the batteries are like, if you buy just the battery by itself, it's like $180. Like, stupid. And I was like, you brought this thing out here? It was fine. And then I decided, if he wanted to bring it out and he ruins it, it's not me.
His money. Nope.
It's not me.
Not on
It's
you.
not me.
Not on you.
That's
not me.
So I think that's the only other fun thing from this weekend, but I have funny stories that I want to tell you. So, do you, if I said I lost the game, do you know what that is?
No.
From like middle school, high school? Somebody's going to be like, fuck you. You don't know what that is?
Isn't it supposed to, it's like something of like, you ask people if they want to play the game, but once you say it, then you can't say anything about it. And if whatever, then I think it's some weird, like, don't talk about it, it lasts forever type of thing.
Yep.
But I never did it.
The people that know what this is, they're going to be like, I forgot about it. So basically, a recap is, it's going to make literally no sense. So in middle school, high school, maybe, I don't really remember one, there was the game. And it was like, if you thought about the game, you had to announce to everybody that you lost the game. And then anybody else that now thought of the game because you said, I lost the game, has to declare, I lost the game. And then you collectively all lose the game. It is a game that nobody ever wins, you only lose and you're never out of it. So it's like this thing that made no sense. You couldn't talk about it, you couldn't think about it, and if you thought about it, you had to say it.
Okay.
There was no actual game. It was just
yeah. It just seemed like it seems like some dumb shit that you do when you're in high school, and it's like, oh, I lost the game, for everyone to be like, oh, no, like, oh, okay, let's do it again. Like,
I hadn't thought about the game in forever, and then I
Yeah.
just watched a reel the other day where they were like, I'm gonna ruin it for so many millennials out there. I lost the game, and I, like, full memory back, I was like, oh my god, I forgot about this thing. So I'm sorry to ruin it for all of you, but I had to see that. I can't believe you don't know that.
No, I don't think we ever did that. At least not that I know of. But when you first
Mhm.
said it, you're like, when you first were like, I'm gonna tell you something, I'm like, do you know? And I was like, do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man.
You know the Muffin Man.
Who lives on?
Muffin-
Yes, I know the Muffin. Well, she's married to the Muffin Man. The Muffin Man, not the Muffin Man. Like, that's just that's what went through my mind.
That was like
But
the
no,
boat
it don't.
one.
Yeah,
I'm on
yeah.
a boat.
I'm on a boat. Yeah, if anyone doesn't know me, I feel like that's one of the things that I do most often is when someone says some kind of catchphrase, and maybe like me and my younger brother do this a
Yeah.
lot. That like if someone says something, we immediately go like, did you clock that? What is it? And then we will recite the whole thing. Like
Yeah. Did you
any
grow
sponge
up-
bar thing. What?
Did you grow up watching Disney, or do you watch Disney more now as because you have children?
No, there was always like the Disney Channel growing up. I think it was different because it's not on demand like it is now, right? Like kids back then don't understand, or kids now don't understand that back then how you would go, pause it, I can't, it's live TV or something. You'd be like, so you'd be like, it's coming back on, it's coming back on. And you're like running to try to get back before
Yes.
the commercial.
Yep.
Because you couldn't just skip the commercials or not have them. It was like dink dink dink, right? We do the Disney Channel. So I used to watch Disney Channel, but I used to watch a lot of like Nickelodeon and stuff too. I never really watched Cartoon Network. I know that was like a big one. So it was like I would watch Nickelodeon and Disney. And
we weren't
I think
allowed to watch
Animal Channel.
Cartoon Network besides a couple shows here and there. They had like the Bill and Mandy and the Grim Reaper and like stuff like that. Like I grew up pretty
Courage the
sheltered in
Cowardly
the things.
Dog, like weird ones. I feel like they had like the
Yes.
weird ones, and I was like, why? Like Ed, Ed and Eddie,
Nope.
Cat and
Yep.
Dog.
Mhm.
Like I feel like they had maybe Cat and Dog is more I think Nickelodeon, but even then I feel like they had like just some weird stuff on Cartoon Network that I was like, why? Hey Arnold,
Yep.
like some
Powerpuff
weird.
Girls were on Cartoon Network, right?
Yeah, I think
And that
so.
I was allowed to watch, but like most of it, no. Do you remember like what would be your top 3 Disney Channel shows when you were a kid?
Oh, it's so hard.
Because I could give you mine.
I remember watching Wizards of Waverly Place, but that was
That's
for like
on mine.
That's on yours. I don't remember. I don't remember any other ones like that stuck out.
Mine
No, what was iCarly was Nickelodeon.
Yeah. Yes.
What are yours? I'm curious because I don't remember a lot.
Mm-hmm.
What are
Mine would
yours?
be Hannah Montana. I watched
Oh,
all
yep.
of that.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, either the boat
Okay.
one or the regular one.
Okay.
And Wizards of Waverly Place. I loved
I
that
watched.
show.
I forgot Sweet Life of Zach and Cody and Hannah Montana. I used to watch those. I know. See, like it's like if I had a list, I'd be like, oh yeah, like I watched that and that and that and that.
Yeah.
But to try to like recall that, no.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm surprised those came out of my...
I
came
feel like
out
I
of my
watched a
mouth.
lot of like, of course, I watched a lot of like Animal Planet and stuff too. Like Avatar, the Last Airbender was a big one. We watched that as a family.
Got it.
That
do.
has to be on Nickelodeon because it's not on Disney because it's on Netflix.
Okay.
And so that was a big one that we watched as a family and like loved it. I still love
Got
it
it.
now. I could like quote every episode, I swear. Like,
You guys are fully a Avatar family. I was asking, the reason I asked this question was because I was wondering where all your quotes kind of came from. Because you do have a lot of things that just like click. And so I was like, was it TV? Was it movies? Was it just...
I feel like it's a mix because it's like I can quote a lot of SpongeBob too, like when it just comes
Mhm.
up. So like Avatar, SpongeBob, Shrek, Mean Girls, White Chicks. Like, Dad apparently has never seen White Chicks.
What? Your
And
dad would
so
love that.
I know that's why. So I'm hoping I'm gonna call him after this and be like, guess what you're watching right now? Because me and Whitney, I was quoting it, and he was like, "What are
Yeah.
you guys talking about?" Or he showed us a picture. He goes, "Wouldn't this be so funny to put in the bathroom?" And it was like when one of the cops is like dressed up as the girl, right? And he's like on the toilet, like, oh my
Yes.
gosh, and the pants don't fit and stuff. And we were
Yep.
like, "Dad, you don't even know where this is from." And I was like, "You would laugh so much harder if you knew what this was from." And so I was
Yes.
I was like immediately quoted like a whole bunch of stuff. So I don't know. I feel like it's a mix. It's a mix of like Star Wars stuff I quote all the time. So
Yep.
like Star Wars movies, Mean Girls, like I said, White Chicks, Shrek, like SpongeBob, Avatar, stuff like that. I feel like
What
is
was
where I
SpongeBob on?
Nickelodeon.
Okay. Because we watched a lot of SpongeBob as well.
Yeah, Nickelodeon.
Mm-hmm.
But the
That
old
makes sense.
SpongeBob, not the new SpongeBob.
No. SpongeBob to me is SpongeBob when I was a kid, not
Mm-hmm.
anything after, I don't know, high school?
Like the Goofy Goober movie.
Yes. That was
Yeah.
my SpongeBob. Is it different
Yeah.
now?
Yeah.
Like,
If you watch it now, it's like different, just different content, different like
mm-hmm.
it's just different. Like the jokes
Okay.
in there aren't as funny as they are now. Maybe it's just because I'm older. Like I don't know. Like I just
Got
don't
it.
get it
Just
anymore.
different.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just different.
Mm-hmm. So I have another funny story to tell you that I have never told you. So I was dating a guy for 4 years. Right after we broke up that summer, Savannah, my best friend, decided her family was going on vacation. Her sister couldn't go, so I got to go. And so we go down to Orlando. We're at the outside of Orlando.
You might have told me this story.
Oh, really?
Because
Okay,
I
this is
remember
a
you being like, her sister didn't go, but I went.
Mhm.
So unless that happened multiple times, I might know what this is, but I don't recall it. So anyways, continue.
There is one trip that we did as like
Yep.
I went with her family. So
Okay.
there was a lot of funny shit. I could do a whole episode about funny shit that happened that time. So anyway, we go and we're at like the Orlando, like right outside Orlando Studios, but like at the bar restaurant strip. I don't know what they call it, but that's where we were. And so we're sitting at this fancy dinner. I'm dressed up in heels. And so I get up, I'm like, I'm gonna go use the bathroom. And it's up a spiral staircase. Well, I go
Oh no.
I go right in front of the stairs. There must have been water. There must have been something. I completely wiped out. Like, loud bang, 2 huge bruises on my legs, and all bad, whatever. I kind of look around. I'm like, oh my God, LOL. And I walk up this spiral staircase.
Yeah.
That's funny in itself because I, like, literally wiped out in this giant restaurant. But what was funny is when I came back down the spiral staircase, there was a wet floor sign right where I wiped out.
Interesting. They're like, huh, we should probably put something there so we don't get sued. Like,
Some worker saw me and said,
oh shit.
I need a wet floor sign. So I come back and I tell somebody, I'm like, they did this, somebody watched me, didn't say anything, didn't come over to ask me if I was okay, just decided to like put a wet floor sign, and I was like, what the hell?
I have a funny story. I don't know what made me think of this, but it's just it's another thing about Dad. So kind of like on the same lines of the like caw thing, right? Which Sam got to witness in person. We do this, and I cannot remember for the life of me when it started, but we've been doing it for years. And it's only with Dad. It's only with Dad, but everyone knows. And so we go, like, just like take something like a bag of tortillas. Hey, have you ever been slapped in the face with this bag of tortillas? And you're like, nope. And so it's like, whack. And then it's like, okay, great, my turn. Have you ever been slapped in the face with this bag of tortillas? And you're like, nope. Whack. And so we started it forever ago. But I have a funny picture of from my wedding, because I guess we had like a snack bar or like a building that had like a bunch of like snacks and popcorn and this and that and whatever. But Dad was backhanding Michael with this bag of popcorn, and Joel's dying in the I do have a picture of it, like live, like professional, like the professional photographer was like, do it again, I want a picture. And so I have a picture of it, and it's like the funniest picture, but we do it all the time. And I like just did it with Dad. Like we'll be like in the grocery store and he'll like have something and I'll be like, hey dad, and he's like, what? I'm like, have you ever been? But the thing is you have to be able to take it back. Like,
Yes.
if you ask, you can't go, oh, okay, no, 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 no. Like, oh yeah, no, I've been slapped at that. Like, that ruins the game. So you gotta fully,
Yes.
like, if you ask, you know that you're getting slapped back. So depending on how hard you slap is how hard you're getting slapped back.
Yep.
But I was thinking about it, like, I don't know if you've ever done that tortilla challenge with the water
Oh,
in the mouth.
okay, one quick comment about that. Your dad did that on the walk with the poop bag to me. He said, "Have you ever been hit with
Yes,
this?" And I said,
and you were probably like,
"Absolutely
"What?"
not."
Not-
No, I said,
I forgot
"Absolutely
he
not."
did that. I forgot he did that because yeah, it's everywhere. And again, you can
Mhm.
say no if someone asks you. You can go, "Yeah, nope, not." And, okay, great. But it's if you say like, "Nope, I've never been slapped at that," like you get to do it back, and it's
Yep.
hilarious. But I love doing that because I think it's so funny.
Because it catches you off guard. But the
Yeah.
tortilla challenge, no, I have never done that, but I think that is so fucking hilarious and I so want to do it, but I've never
We
done
did
it.
it. We did it one time, and I wish we would do it again because it's funny,
Mm-hmm.
funny. Because it's like trying to explain how to play the game, but you have the water in the mouth, but it's just like, oof, like it's just funny to slap. It's so funny.
You've seen the reels where people, like, let's say there's two people, but or let's say there's three people. Well, these two people are like the turn, but then this person like goes to do this, like the funny
And like
fails
hits it
of
backwards, yes. And they
The
like
funny
trip and
fails.
stuff. Oh yeah, that's why it makes me laugh so hard. Because to
Yeah.
me, that's just like silly humor, but everyone involved knows it's happening. That's like the
Yes.
type of humor that I love. Is like everyone involved is a part of it, has consented
Yes.
to it, is like a part of this huge big joke,
Yes.
and is here for it and thinks it's so funny.
I saw a
What
girl
other?
that got hit and she like turned on the stove and the stove starts going or
Mhm.
it flies off somebody's head because they hit it
Yes,
too hard.
and it
So
rips.
funny.
Oh, it's hilarious.
I haven't. When did that? Like, when was that trend?
Years
Couple of years
ago.
ago, right?
Like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, is before I had the kids.
Okay. Speaking of trends, did you see the ice bucket trend that's
It's
going
coming
around?
back.
Mm-hmm.
I did that in college.
I was in high school.
Yeah, it was me and my dad. No, maybe I was in high school because it was me and dad, and we were on like a trip for something,
Mm-hmm.
and I did it. So it was like, no, it must have been late high school then.
I
It
might
was,
have been.
I think I did one in college too, but I was like, funny that it's coming back. Like to me, that's a silly one that I'm like, do people even really do this? Like,
Mm-hmm.
just to
Well,
do
the
it?
one that's going around now, so it was ALS, right? Well, when
Yeah.
it came back around this time, I have a whole thing with this. It was supposed to be for mental health awareness. It was supposed to be for help, but that message got lost because one, nobody was telling a place to
Talking about
donate,
it.
talking about it, no whatever. So then people just started assuming it was for ALS. So
Mhm.
I'm again like, okay, unless we're doing it for acknowledgement and we're putting a link to donate or we're
Like,
putting
why are we doing it?
resources, why are we doing it?
Yeah. I guess that's my thing is that's where I'm like, why? Like, I'm all for like silly, like the tortilla one is silly. Like, we're not raising
Yes.
an awareness for anything for slapping people in the face with tortillas.
Yeah.
Just funny. But if you're gonna be like, hey, I'm doing this challenge, okay, what is the challenge for? It's kind of
Yes.
like if there was like a push-up challenge. Okay, great. What is the push-up challenge for? What's the reason behind doing the certain challenge?
The only way that I am doing
I don't know. Sorry, try again. I don't know what the right what's the right hand signal for this? Is that what it is? Oh yeah.
Well, I'm thinking about
That's what it is. That's what I was thinking. I was like, how the fuck do I do this with my hands? All right. Anyways.
the only way that I am doing a push-up challenge, a pull-up challenge, any of that is if I join the military. You know how people do, give me 12 push-ups before whatever, though the fitness, it's the only way I'm doing it. So I feel like that's a full circle. We started with Memorial Day. Oh my God, I almost just fucked that up. We started with Memorial Day. We're ending with, I'm proud of you all because I wouldn't do it unless I'm being forced and I really don't want to. So
Really?
no.
I think about it sometimes that I don't like. I love where I'm at now, but then I also see like cool shit that people do, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
did I miss an opportunity to try to do this? But then I'm like, I'm happy where I'm at now. So I don't know. I still like, I'm like, I might have done it.
Really?
Yeah.
I've always said, like my brothers and I've always said, like, I give you guys all the credit. Same with like police officers and things like that. Like, there's no way I would ever do that. So I appreciate the people that do because it's not something I will do. I will do the forensic sides of it, but I will not, I can't.
See, I wouldn't do
wouldn't
the
do it.
Marines, but there's actually like there's some cool shit that they do in certain places. The thing about it was I was like, I can't control where I go and what I do to an extent, right? Like you
Yeah.
can kind of, but if they
Kind of.
say, yeah, JK, you're going here, you really don't have a
Mhm.
say in it, which was always my like I really want to do this, but if you decide that you don't want me to do this, then I'm gonna go over here. So
Yeah.
I
To
think
me, it
about it
just,
sometimes because it's like it's really cool. To me, it's
Mhm.
cool. And if I could do X, Y, or Z, like some of it's interesting.
Interesting. See, I
Mhm.
would do like FBI. I would go that route, but I wouldn't do like FBI
I wanted to do
agent.
that. Oh,
I wanted to be,
I wanted to be FBI too. That's what I said for the longest time. And then I said,
yeah.
ooh, I have to go there for 6 months to do whatever, and then I don't get to say where I get to live. It was kind of the same thing of like
Yep.
the downside to military is I don't have a say with where I live or where I go. They just tell
Mhm.
me and I go. And that was where I was like, ooh, I was too settled in my life to do that.
Yeah, that's fair. I think to me, it's just always been too hard. That's why I give everybody props.
Mm-hmm. It is
And
hard.
yeah,
Yeah.
no
It is
thanks.
hard, and I wish people understood more about the sacrifices that people make when they go and serve in our military.
Yeah, it's you really don't know until you start getting an inside look, and then you're like,
Mm-hmm.
wow, you really did a lot for
Mm-hmm.
the country for people you don't know.
Yeah.
Like literally people you don't know, and especially on Memorial Day, like the people that have died doing that so that you
Mm-hmm.
and I could sit here and talk about nothing on a podcast that we love doing. But
Can I tell a
that's
story about
the
someone
cool
I
part
know
of
that
it.
died? Because I love him and I
Sure.
love his
Yeah.
family.
I love that.
So his name was Wade Wilson, and he was in my ex-brother-in-law's company in the Marines. I don't remember what number it is and all the fun things, but they were over serving in Afghanistan. And basically what had happened is they got ambushed and they were getting fire. And Wade sacrificed himself and said, I'm going to draw fire away. You guys go. That's the only way we're getting out of here. So he stepped in front, got shot, I think 11 times, ended up dying, obviously, but sacrificed himself to save his platoon and came back. And it was so sweet. And so it's just like a sacrament of like true sacrifice. I still follow his sister's the same age as me. So I went and like met his sister, met their family. All of them are all really close with the people in the platoon. They all still check on his mom and his
That's
sister
very
and his
sweet.
family and all this stuff. It's super sweet. One of the boys' middle name is Wade. And that's where his middle name comes from. So I felt like it was perfect to add this little story in there.
No, that's perfect.
So I'll post it down if anyone wants to read about it. But even like if anyone gets a chance, if you're visiting DC, to visit the National Cemetery to see all the white headstones, gorgeous, wonderful. But love his story, love his family, love you, Wade. So thank you for sacrificing yourself for our country and your fellow Marines. So
And thank you guys so much for listening. We'll catch you next week. Bye.